Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield. All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10x your life, your business, all of it. Time to crush those goals. Time to get after it. Let's go. You are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast. Robert Ferriell here, certified 10X coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. We're coming to you again from beautiful downtown Springfield in the Big Dog Construction Studio. Hey, we've got so much going on in Springfield right now. Make sure you are participating. Get out there, network with folks, be a part of the community, support local businesses, support local nonprofits, and let's go. We can all grow together. So, hey, another great episode for you today. We're going to get right to our guest after the break.
When I first walked into Shudokan Karate Club, I was just looking for a way to get stronger, but what I found was so much more. Here we train in traditional karate, the real stuff, passed down through generations. Every punch, every kata has purpose. I've learned self-discipline, confidence, and how to protect myself. Not just in class, but in real life. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being prepared. This is more than a club, it's a way of life. Join us at Shudokan, traditional, powerful, real. Ki-ai!
All right, and we are back. Joining me in the studio is a familiar face in the Springfield area. You all know and love him, Paul Nawrocki. How you doing today, man?
I'm great. And it is weird to hear my name, Paul Nawrocki, like that, because usually it's Rocki, but once you hear Paul Nawrocki, I don't think it's too hard to figure out where Rocki came from.
Right, exactly, and that's how everybody knows you. Everybody knows you as Rocki.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Since like high school.
Yeah,
it's
that's
been
when it started.
It's been it was on and off, but I feel like it's been a lot of years. Rocki's been kind of a part of it. So when I started radio, which was actually later than a lot of other people, I was just like, well, let's go with Rocki. I could go with Paul.
Yeah, you could.
You know, which is fine, but then I think of the character in the Wonder Years, and I was like, which as a kid, I was like, that's why I hated my name, because Paul in the Wonder Years is like the dork, and I was like, people are going to think of me and see that. So no, I just went with Rocki, and it seemed to fit.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you coming to downtown Springfield and spending some time with me. We're gonna of course talk about what you do at the radio station and your show and everything, but let's learn a little bit about you, man. Let's talk a little bit about your background.
Well, like I said, I kind of got into radio late. I went to film school. I was kind of a theater kid.
Okay.
And I went to film school at Columbia up in Chicago because I felt like that was more of a technical background, as well as you weren't just learning how to show emotion. You were learning like computer software and stuff like that. So I went there, and when I graduated, I remember having like a little bit of an existential crisis. Like, what did I just do with the last 4 years of my life? Oh, God. And so I went back to theater, which I had been doing before, an equally unstable career. And I was doing that for a while in Chicago, and that was great. But it was just, I had so much nervousness and anxiety about not knowing where the next gig was coming from. You know, when you're acting, it's like you could be making $1,000 a week in a great show, and then all of a sudden the show's done, and if you don't have something lined up, you still have rent, and and I wasn't saving money at that point. So a lot of years I worked for American Express. I started a company called Fringe Audio, where I made music for different companies for their like social videos,
like jingle type stuff.
There was not a lot of singing, but it was just like, I don't know if you remember careerbuilder.com.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were a big partner of mine. So a lot of motivational kind of, and now you can't really do that anymore because there are so many just music libraries.
Right. Yeah. There's tons of them out there now,
that we all subscribe to. So people like me would try and sell it to that and, get in on that. But so I was working with American Express, and after a while, my wife and I were like, we don't want to be in our 60s doing what, we're doing now, because that's kind of what we saw there as people in their 60s doing our job, making a little more money.
Right.
And we were making good money. I mean, American Express pays well, but
What were you doing for him?
I was actually managing a book of $500 million. So
Nice.
it was a small, I don't know if you remember Open. I don't think they have it anymore, but it was American Express's small business operation arm. And so I worked with a ton of small business owners, basically calling them and being their advocate,
Sure.
talking about how they can get the most return from their points on their card. So basically spend with us, essentially. But if you're a restaurant, hey, get the gold card because you get 3 points per dollar on food prices, and we could really rack that up. Then you can travel for just kind of makes business strategies with them.
Absolutely.
So it was great. I was making a good amount of money and but just wasn't happy. And I think that was the root of the problem. So my wife and I picked up and we moved to the Virgin Islands.
Oh,
which
sweet.
was awesome. Yeah, we just picked up and went. Don't have kids. So at the time it was really easy. And that's where I found radio. We went and I walked into Ashley Furniture and I said, "Do you need a sales guy?" And I started working for them. I did a commercial for them for like a flash sale. The radio heard it there and I started working for the radio. And then it was a perfect mixture of like music and acting and community involvement and all of that stuff. So I really fell in love with doing that. Got back here and landed in Springfield because we wanted to be closer to family.
Sure. So Virgin Islands, out of anywhere in the world, was it just, hey, it's beautiful there, we're going to go check it out? Or was there something that drew you there?
Well, so I'm half Puerto Rican, but I don't speak Spanish. So I knew the Caribbean. We wanted to do something that was totally different. And so we went to the U.S. Virgin Islands because we didn't need to do anything with citizenship or anything. You could just move down. They still spoke English, drove on the left side of the road, though, which was weird.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, totally different lifestyle. And I think that's where I changed from I have to make more money to I have to have like a rich lifestyle in terms of enjoy what I'm doing and feeling like I'm contributing. Because I think that's where the hole was with like Amex and just trying to find my worth there. The lifestyle down there is so laid back. You have millionaires barring up next to beach bums, and it's all just about being laid back and trying to relax and be happy. So it was a good 5 years there. But there also wasn't room for growth. It was like, this is it. This is what we do here. This is our speed.
This is where we're at, yeah.
And so I also wanted more than that. And so we came back up to Springfield because I had interviewed a couple of different places, but I really clicked with the people who I talked with here. And I did a lot of research on Springfield and I really liked what I heard. And so we moved up. And here we were.
Where'd you grow up at then? You said you were a theater kid.
Minneapolis, Minnesota. So Midwest kid. My wife's from Des Moines, did theater growing up in school and in high school. And I loved it. I thought that's what I was going to do. It just kind of changed as things do, I guess, sometimes.
Do you have a favorite role that you played?
Oh, man. Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, that was sweet. That was a very, very fun role vocally, and I got to do some pretty cool stuff because, not to get dark, but he hangs himself in the show. And so like we really did it with this harness and it was.
Oh, you really went after it on that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was, and I remember, every night we did it, there was this collective gasp from the audience. And I was like, yes, it was just so cool. Wow. It was like why you do that kind of stuff, I guess.
So did you actually have with the rope and everything, did you actually kind of drop a little bit to make it feel like it actually happened?
There was like a 2-foot drop. And somebody came back and hooked up the thing behind me because I was wearing a harness under my costume. And so I jumped and it jerked. Yeah.
So that would make them gasp.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, it was for sure. It was pretty wild.
Was that in high school?
That was in high school,
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know if they do that in high school now.
Yeah, I don't know if they let people do that one anymore. I could see it happening in college, but high school, that might be one step too far.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was fun. And I continued to do it after college. But yeah, I found my way to kind of the perfect mixture of everything. But yeah, Judas was a great role. fun role.
So do you enjoy the singing side? Of course, you have a great radio voice, but do you enjoy the singing side of that too?
I do. I love to sing. I just don't have very many avenues for it these days. So I don't as much. And I think over the years, I've kind of, in not practicing and talking in more of a raspy voice, I've probably killed a little bit of my singing voice. But I karaoke.
There you go.
I will sing almost whatever I can. So
what's your go-to though? Do you have like a go-to karaoke song?
Mac the Knife. Yeah, it's a crooner song for sure.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
So it's not popular with younger kids, but
No.
whatever. That's not what I'm not doing it for them.
That's right. I like that song, but I'm not a younger kid. So
Right.
There you go. So it came to Springfield, started the radio station. Talk to us a little bit about the show and your journey with the radio station so far.
So I came up here and I started doing a morning show by myself on QLZ, WQLZ. And it was fantastic. It was great. Starting radio in the Virgin Islands, it's definitely, you're assimilating to a culture there. I felt like I came here and it was like I'm home in a way. And it felt very comfortable. And that year was great. And they decided to move me to WNNS, where I'm at now, to be with Sarah Smers, an old partner of mine. We had so much fun. And then she made a move and I was again on my own for a little bit. And now I have a new co-host, Lacey, who's awesome. I love doing what I do, whether I have somebody to talk to or whether it's just me, because the content itself, for the most part, is local content. It's something that people who are listening can relate to, but then also you're connecting with people at the earliest point of their day. So it's like you can hopefully put somebody on the right track and like a positive mind frame. So that's what
I've always thought that those morning shows are an anchor point for a lot of people.
Yeah,
They really are.
And I guess that's why people listen to them, and they go in and they laugh, and then they can talk about stuff at work.
Yeah.
And it's all just what we get into. And now, I mean, with social media, it's like it's just more of that. So there are so many different avenues people can go to for entertainment, podcasts like this podcast, web series. I remember when YouTube started and I was working on web series, and I tell my family, they're like, "Oh, is that TV?" And I was like, "No, it's on YouTube." And they're like,
Right.
"Okay."
Right.
And now it's like, "Oh, it's on YouTube?" It's like it's totally changed.
Flipped.
I mean, the whole environment we take in media is just so different. And so I think that's why just trying to be yourself and connect with people is the way through it, the way through the noise, I guess.
So with social media, with all the content, what's your favorite type of content to put together?
I like quick reel video because with a film background and radio and like the personality, I like putting that together, like going out to the farmer's market and doing a quick reel highlighting different brands and highlighting the fun of the event, really. And then kind of putting that stuff up. That's my favorite stuff to do, I think, outside of being on air, because it highlights things really, really well. I mean, there's a million ways you can make content these days, but I guess that's my favorite way of doing stuff.
And just listening to you on air, you seem to love it. Like
I
you
do.
can just tell.
I do.
I do.
And it's like, so it's so funny because I do have this anxiety. I've been dealing with anxiety for years, and putting on the mic, it's just like everything just kind of goes away and I just go, and that nothing else has ever given me that experience in life.
Well, and I think probably 99% of people out there do not want to go live every single day. Right?
No,
I mean, it's so stressful. But do you feel the stress every day going in live, or is it just more, man, this is my comfort. This is where I'm at.
It's comfort, yeah, and it's such a weird thing too, because you wouldn't not. A lot of people find comfort in that.
Right.
It's strange, but it is also like we were talking about getting together in the morning. Like I get there, it's quiet. It's me and maybe 5 other people, but everybody's doing their own thing. And it's almost a meditative time, which is really cool. And then I go into it and I'm very comfortable with who I work with on air, and you make sure that before you start a show, and it's just goes. So it is a very calm environment. There aren't a lot of people watching you do your thing. That kind of starts later on in the day. But yeah, it's a nice way to kick off the day.
Is there anything you do to get you pumped up and ready to go for the show? I mean, you got to flip the switch and you're on, right?
Yeah. Start to get a little wily. Yeah, like start to make jokes, start to watch stuff that makes you laugh, start to put yourself in that mood. I'll turn up the music. I'll do some push-ups if I have to. Whatever just kind of gets your blood pumping and gets you focused up a little bit. And then there are some days when I'll be focused and I'm just like, let's go. So it's different every time.
Yeah. So how has the show format changed over the years? Has it changed much, or have you added segments?
The segments have come and gone, but I think the whole theme has stayed the same, and just tried to be positive and bring people something that they can maybe talk about. Yeah, I think the segments are all segments.
Right.
And I don't know if everybody would agree with that. I think it's really about the people who the people are listening to. I think that's what it breaks down to. I wish I thought there were like bells and whistles that made it easier, but I think when you break it down, if somebody's going to listen to a podcast versus a morning show, probably different throughout the day. They listen for the people because they really vibe with the people.
Right.
And so that's why I think it's just important to be authentic in yourself. And if people like you, that's awesome. If people don't, I used to be a people pleaser, and I don't know about you, but I had to shirk that because it was like, it's impossible.
And how do you do that? How do you kind of trim those edges a little bit when you're a people pleaser? How do you shut that off a little bit?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's over time. It just kind of dulls you, because I used to try, and after a while, I guess you just get tired of trying to make everybody like you. And the older you get, the more you're just, what's the point of, trying to be anything else but yourself? And some people, I think, find that younger. It didn't happen with me. It took time to kind of fight through some stuff and work through some stuff, but there are some young people who are doing like incredible things that I'm like, how do you have the fortitude to do that? Or how do you have like the wherewithal to know, and I guess younger people are just, they have more access to stuff these days.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I got there, I think, eventually.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, you gotta live your purpose, not to please everybody else's purpose, right?
Right. And I think that was a lot of what I was doing. I think the Virgin Islands helped that, because it was like, just do what makes you happy and try and make other people happy too. Like there was a big service culture that I picked up in St. Croix. It's just like anybody there will drop what they're doing to go help you fix a flat on the road. If they're at work, they'll come. Like I put on Facebook one day, I had a car issue. I remember there were like 5 people who showed up. I was just like, hey, anybody around the Miss B area that can come help me out? I mean, it's a totally everybody for everybody community. And I love that. And that was a big thing that helped me, because I don't see competition in anybody. I just like, what can we do? Or, I love, I watch you support you. Everybody has their space.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we talk a lot all the time on the show is collaboration is the new currency here. No need to compete. There's enough for everybody. Let's see what we can do to work together and partner and grow together, right?
Exactly. There's a saying there, rising tides raise many boats.
Yeah, rising tides lift all boats.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
I think ultimately that's been my experience, and what I do has just been, how can you break through the noise? And it's just being yourself and trying, like you talk about the segments, trying to come up with stuff. And in what I do, there's a sales team and promotions, and that all kind of comes up and presents stuff to you as well. So it's all not just ideas that we come up with, but it is very collaborative. And luckily with what I do, it's all community focused, which is huge. Things are on a pendulum, and I think for a while everybody has had their eyes everywhere but their community. And I think the younger people are starting to realize that it's important to see what's going on where we live and make sure we're taking care of that and interested in that too.
Absolutely. No, I found a lot here recently. I was talking to Kathy Ridley about associations the other day, and how younger folks typically weren't getting into a lot of these associations for a while at least, but now it seems like there's a resurgence in that, and people that are getting to be a part of associations.
Yeah, like Rise.
All it just seems like there's a emphasis right now amongst the younger set, and I think it's great for Springfield.
And hopefully everywhere else.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So you talked about like the sales and advertising team, do you have to do much with sales on that side, or you have other folks that handle that?
They're pros. I like doing production. So sound design for film was a big part of my background. So I like doing voices and writing scripts and, pairing music. There's a music supervisor. Advertising, they're the people who basically pair the perfect music to the perfect piece. And
Sure.
I think that's really important. And sometimes people, and not just talking about radio, I think sometimes it's like music is overlooked, but if you find the perfect piece, it can really make it punch. And so I think that's something I love to do. And that's what's cool about what I do, is that I get the opportunity to do a little bit of all of it. And so that doesn't get lost on me, the fact that I really can enjoy my job.
Because, I mean, you seem to have a lot of creative control over what you do, right? I mean, you get to, it's pretty much you deciding on a lot of that stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, and that's cool. Like, so the company I work for, Woodward Community Media, they're great at just letting you do your thing. Because there's a lot of trust there. They want to know you and like what you're into, make sure it aligns with their core values. But there's a lot of freedom for us to do projects with different community people and highlight different things. And I don't think that's as industry wide of a thing, because I think it's like, how can we make money is the first thing, but that's not always the goal. It's, how can we highlight things, new businesses, do little pieces here and there just to put out and, get stuff out there. I mean, that's really a big part of our job in the community, is trying to keep people up to date on new things that are happening and stuff that could slip through the cracks that people might not know about.
Right. No doubt about it. So the advertisers, sponsors on the show, how do you feel like you guys elevate your clients?
Well, for a sponsor, like sponsors are, and people think about it differently. I think about a sponsor as a relationship. So like one of our biggest sponsors right now is S&K Buick GMC. Oh, it's not just S&K Buick GMC. I know Jeff Callister, the owner. I'm friends with Jim Kroll, the general manager. I went to his house for Thanksgiving. Victoria, who I bought our car there. Victoria has been there since 93. She helped us get it. She was awesome. Like, I know the whole team there, and I'll go and I'll hang out there. And those are the kind of partnerships. YMCA is another one that I've been with since I got here. YMCA is a great organization, and I know everybody there too, and I'm friends with them, and it's a very social thing. And those are the kind of partnerships that I like to be a part of, because it feels good, and it's mutually beneficial and real and genuine, and
it's about relationships.
I mean,
you got a relationship with them. You guys are partners. You're growing together. The whole thing, right?
Yeah. And even if it's for a year, if it's for 6 months, it doesn't matter. Whatever we do together should be a positive thing for both of us.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
So either personally or through the radio station, what are some of the community events, community organizations, community associations that you're involved with?
Man, well, a lot of my stuff is through partnerships with work. I partner with the YMCA a lot. I'm getting to MC the Asian Indian Women's Association Gala coming up this next week, which is fun. I mean, that's a lot of the great partnerships that I get to do, is MCing organizations' events and learning about them and what they're doing. And that's going to be a fun one. It's like a 5-hour thing at the Crown.
Sweet. Yeah.
It's going to be great. I love Underdog Sports. Paul and Kelly over there are great people. They also give a lot back to the Boys and Girls Clubs. They give to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Puerto Rico. And I'm half Puerto Rican, and I thought that was such a cool connection.
Yeah.
Your friend, Mr. Big Dog,
Chris Hartsook,
Chris, is a very good buddy. Scott Dahl with Visit Tourism. I think they're doing amazing things. Ryan McCready with the Springfield Sangamon Growth Alliance, and Abby, all of those people are doing awesome things. I mean, the Sports Dome is just incredible. I haven't gotten a chance to dig around there yet. Have you seen it yet?
I have not been inside it yet.
Okay, I haven't been inside it either. I saw a friend of mine, Michael Thomas, Express Employment Professionals, also a great organization. He was just taking pictures in there, and I was like,
he posted it yesterday. The day before. Like, I got to get in there. Yeah.
But it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does. Well, the Chamber has an event there coming up in, I think, like 2 weeks. So if I haven't seen it by then, I'm going to go to the chamber event
Okay, cool.
and check it out at that point.
Yeah, a chamber is another great. I mean, we have the biggest chamber in the state, I think.
It's big, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's huge comparison to the, population centers up north.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So, I mean, that just says something about Springfield. I mean, Springfield has great community people, and there are people who are in positions in these organizations to come together, and they usually do come to collaborate, and that's exciting.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
how many events do you MC typically? I was at I think it was a chamber event that you MC'd, or was it the awards?
The
Awards.
SBAs.
Yeah.
Throughout the year, maybe like 5 to 8.
Yeah.
And I'm getting better at those. Those are very anxiety riddening for me, and I'm getting better. And that's something like too that I have to challenge myself. If I let my anxiety get the better of myself, I wouldn't do any of those. And I take everyone I can get, because even if I get uncomfortable, it's a win for me because I did it.
Yeah.
And next one's going to be better. And so more are starting to come, and it's cool, because that's one thing for me personally I want to be able to champion, is getting up. And I get comfortable. I'm not terrible at it, but I want to be 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so just challenging yourself to get out there and do stuff that makes you uncomfortable, like all about that. And it's extremely important to do to further you as a person, not just in your career, but just in your own experience and ability.
No, that's key. Staying uncomfortable. There's been multiple times where, you want to speak at this? Never done that before, but sure,
Right,
let's do it. That's exciting.
Yes.
Let's do it.
You seem like you don't want to do it. No, I do.
I do. I really do.
But it's not that.
Right. But I mean, those are the times when you're gonna, you grow and you keep trying new things, and I really enjoy that type of stuff, quite frankly. I like getting out there, but like for you, you said it's anxiety ridden. You're live all the time. You think it's just because of the big crowd, or is it just different?
It's the crowd. It's different. I think it goes back to that, like really wanting everybody to like you and trying to come off perfect, and it just can't happen. If I fumble a word in my mind, I'm like, oh, man,
I muffed that one.
Right, exactly. But like ultimately, nobody cares, and that's the championing of it. I think is just being comfortable with screwing up and continuing to move forward, and it's something to work on. But
yeah, no, I completely understand that, because you're emceeing an event and you want to make it perfect for the people you're doing it for and everything.
Yeah.
Whereas, when you're doing a podcast or doing a radio show, you got all this time. If you fumble a few words, whatever, I'm still rolling right around.
Right,
It's my show.
It's my show. It's my show. Yeah. So like it's
So,
like what Carson used to like, Bamo. It's like that didn't work. Whatever. And I've had so many like outs into songs where I've just been like, I don't even know what that was, and hopefully people get a kick out of that too, because, they don't hear that all over the place.
Sure. Sure. How often does that happen on the radio where you feel like, ooh, man,
couple times a week. Yeah.
But I mean, audience probably doesn't notice, really, for the most part.
And sometimes I do it on purpose too. Right. So it's like, was that on purpose, or what did he? Yeah. So I don't know. Keep people guessing, but ultimately having fun and just keeping things positive.
Will you have any big events at the radio station coming up for the holidays or anything?
We're gonna have a Christmas party, which is awesome. I know at WNNS we're having a sponsor party, so because we are Springfield's Christmas music station.
Yeah.
We're going to be making that switch on Monday. We're switching to Christmas music, which is a month earlier than we've ever done it. And people are going to we're of all sorts of different, we'll have the spectrum of.
Right. Some people are like, yes, this is awesome. And come on. No.
Yeah, right. But no, I think that we're going into a great season. We have a party for the sponsors coming up. We have a lot. We're doing the Gables tree lighting, just a ton of stuff. We're going to be out everywhere.
Oh, I bet.
It's on some calendar somewhere.
I mean, it's November now. These last 2 months of the year always just flip around by. There's so much stuff going on.
I know. But we're looking forward to it. And it's our station's time of the year. So if you're looking for Christmas music, 98.7 WNNS is pretty good.
Well, there we go. I know my girls will be ready for it. It's never too early for a little Christmas action for my family. So
well, and it's earlier and earlier. I go to you go to Sam's, and it's the skeletons right now, and then the trees right behind.
Yeah.
It's all just set up, waiting to be presented.
Right.
But I like it too. I mean, like, ultimately it's cheery. You can't get too rageful at Christmas music.
Right.
So you can be a little annoyed, but I think that's about as far as it will go.
Well, I'll tell you, we typically do ours a little earlier. It's November 1st today, so day after Halloween. I wouldn't be surprised if after we got done with this, I got home and my girls already got some stuff out.
Yeah,
Halloween in the box and the Christmas coming out type of thing. So wouldn't be surprised a bit.
You have 2 girls?
2 girls, yep. 12 and 15. Yeah.
How's that going? That's a crazy time.
Yeah. No, and both my girls are homeschooled. We've done homeschooling for 7 years or so. My wife was a teacher prior to that. So when we moved to Springfield, we decided we're going to try that out. And that was 7 years ago-ish. And we've done it ever since. So we've really enjoyed it. But my older daughter is doing driver's ed right now.
Oh, my God.
That's good.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. For right now, at least. But she hasn't been out on her own yet. So we'll see how I feel when I actually give the keys over and say, see you in a couple hours. That's where it's going to be. That's the difficult part. Right now, she still has to drive with me, so that's not as hard.
Just white knuckling it at home until she comes in the door.
Yeah, exactly. That's I know will be a tough part. But
well,
yeah, no, they're fun. She's doing driver's ed. My younger daughter's into karate, so she's loving that. Little warrior woman is what they call her.
It's great.
So it's all fun stuff, man.
That's awesome, man. Well, it's going to be. I have a good feeling it's going to be a good holiday season, and we need it too. Everything's so crazy. People seem to be popping off early, easier these days.
Yes, they are.
So I'm excited for some holiday cheer.
Me too. Well, we talked a lot of business. Let's flip to the personal side a little bit more. What are some ways you elevate your life personally?
Trying to get out to events where people are going to be like something like Shoes, Brews, and Biz. I mean, going to events, meeting people, trying to maintain what's important to you and communicate that to people. And if somebody wants to collaborate with what you're doing, that happens. But getting yourself out there and just being true to yourself, authentic, because a lot of people do what you do. Whatever your thing is, I know there are a million people who do what I do, if not better. Not all of them are nice people,
right.
And so being a kind person, a productive person to the community, I think is big, and just trying to leave a lasting impression on people when you have conversations with them, but not pressuring yourself to, because then you can make it awkward.
Yeah, exactly.
But just, trying to be as true to yourself as possible. Hopefully in that you can pierce through all of the noise that's out there and connect with the people you want to connect with.
Love it. So have any hobbies that you do on a regular basis?
I play music, so I'm with a band, Doctor. And so I am Uncle Drosselmeyer in SYPG's Nutcracker production. And I met a couple of great guys through that. Tom, Ken, Sam, and we all have like a jam band.
Let's go.
And that's been a great outlet for me to be able to play music, to sing, and we all just do it kind of as a hobby. So there's no pressure to be perfect or
sure.
It's not a huge time suck. I'm getting into fishing. My father-in-law just got me 2 fishing poles, a tackle box. We go up to Canada, and it's the best fishing I've ever seen. I mean, you throw out, you're getting like a 30-inch northern.
Oh, geez.
Beautiful fishing. But I want to get into fishing here. So he got me set up, and probably after this winter we go through, I'm going to bring that into my life and start fishing, shore fishing, maybe get a boat at some point and
nice.
Do that. Yeah. That's peaceful. Anything where I can kind of slow down is what I'm looking for.
I haven't tried fishing in a long time because growing up, my brother was always a really, quote unquote good fisherman.
Yeah. He was the
fisherman. So he'd always make fun of me for not catching anything. Yeah. Growing up, we went to Colorado one time, and we went to a stocked pond, and we're like, yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna catch fish after fish after fish. And he did. I didn't catch a single fish in a stocked in a stocked pond. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe just this isn't my thing. So never really went back
Not
to it.
everybody's, and you know what? And it might not be my thing either. True, but we're gonna try it out.
There you
we're
go.
gonna try it. I've caught a few fish in my life, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. As I'm getting older, just trying to stay active, try new things. My wife and I were trying to get into rollerblading. We'll see
Okay.
how that goes.
Yeah.
Break ourselves.
Man, I haven't rollerbladed since the 90s. I don't think so.
We went to Skateland it was for a friend's. It was for my co-host's son's birthday party. We went to Skateland and we had a blast.
Yeah.
So I have to find myself some rollerblades and we might get into that.
There you go.
I don't know. Who cares?
Heck yeah.
Just have fun and stay active and get out there.
That's right. What kind of music do you guys do in the band?
Anything from Merle Haggard to CCR to Oasis to Weezer, Jimi Hendrix. We're all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I play drums for that. And then we have a couple guitarists and an auxiliary percussionist and bass player. And it's a lot of fun. And we're all pretty good musicians, which is fun. Nobody's like really, really out of their element, so we can jam.
So is it mostly just jam sessions with you guys, or how often do you go out and play?
We go out and play we've done it a couple of times for SYPG, Springfield Youth Performance Group events.
Okay.
So they have like Rock the Conservatory, which is a great event over at the Grant Conservatory, and we were the opening band for that. If they have a fundraiser, we do that for them, but little things here and there. But we have our set list and we switch it up every few times and just have fun.
Okay. Out of all those that you just mentioned, do you have one genre or one group that you really like playing?
I'm a rock guy.
Yeah.
I'm a rock guy. If you're talking favorite bands, I like the Foo Fighters. I get into Tool. I like All American Rejects. I was in a band that played that kind of stuff. So I'm into like some newer rock, like Ghost. I don't know if you know Ghost, but yeah, all that kind of stuff. But I also like pop, little country. I'm not going to be one of those people who will say I listen to everything.
Right.
I don't think I would. But I have a lot of genres that I like.
Awesome. Well, anything else going on with the radio station coming up?
We are all now Woodward Community Media. And so we are coming together up in Riverton. And the building looks great. We are excited to be all under the same roof. And that's when I think some really exciting collaborations are, because when you're working in two different locations, it's not as easy to riff off of each other and do that. So I'm really excited about where we're at and just the continued stuff we're going to be able to do and keep getting out there.
Awesome. Well, I always like to close with these last couple of things. We've had a lot of great stuff already. Let's give the audience a piece of advice, one on the personal side, one on the professional side, to help them elevate their life or business.
Okay, well, professional side and personal side. Make yourself uncomfortable. Put yourself in discomfort. And I think that does a lot for you. Number one, it puts you in that fight or flight mode, and you have to deal with that and be comfortable with that. Number two, it allows you to get better at maintaining through uncomfortable experiences, because there are always going to be uncomfortable experiences. And it helps your skill level in those things that you're uncomfortable with get better and better. The more you expose yourself to it, the better it will be.
Awesome.
And not everybody loves to hear that answer, because it's like, oh, I'll have to be uncomfortable.
Right.
But I think personally and professionally,
No
that
doubt
is
about
the
it.
biggest thing that you can do.
Yeah, that's where the growth happens, man.
Yeah.
Stay uncomfortable. I love saying that.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest
Yeah.
things. Stay uncomfortable.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can talk about, but the main things, I think those are main things. Be authentic and be genuine with people. Don't, because I think people can smell disingenuousness.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
pretty quickly.
Yep. And is there anything we can do community-wide to help all of us here elevate Springfield and the surrounding community?
Oh, man. Well, buy local. Pay attention to what's going on here. I think there's a lot of ways you can do that. Get involved in stuff here. There's tons of things that you can do. Teach your kids the importance of maintaining your community. And even if you don't always live here, if you were born in Springfield and you end up leaving, there's still things you can do and come back for. But always keep your home an important place.
No doubt about it. Well, appreciate you spending the morning with me.
This was awesome.
It was fun.
This was awesome.
A great time.
I mean, I don't know if I like this side better or not, but I like talking to you.
That's right. You're normally on this side of the mic, right?
Yeah.
Asking the questions.
This was great questions and easy conversation, and you made me feel comfortable, which can be hard.
Well, maybe next time we'll just switch chairs and you interview me. We'll just
that. I can do that.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine anyone out there doesn't know your show already, but if they don't, tell them a little bit about where they can go to find you.
WNNS.com. You can go to 98.7 WNNS on the radio, or you can stream it. We do the morning show there. We love having fun. And then Paul Nawrocki on Facebook and Instagram. I just put up silly things, and just have fun.
There we go. All right. Well, we're going to let Paul get back to elevating Springfield, but for the rest of y'all, we'll be right back.
Thanks for having me, Robert.
Absolutely. Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at SangamonTreeService.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust. All right, how about Rocki? Great stuff, right? So as we typically do, going to take a few minutes and discuss what we talked about through a 10X lens and a couple of things you've heard me talk about before. One of the main things was that discomfort piece, right? Staying uncomfortable. We've talked about that a little bit before, how important it is to stay uncomfortable. And part of that is learning to love fear, right? Because fear is an indication of what you should do, not what you shouldn't do, right? Because you can convert that fear into power. When you're backed up against the wall and you have no other options, you can utilize that fear as a motivator and driver to get you to that next level. And when you accelerate through that fear, it can really make you feel alive and just quite frankly, invigorated. It could get you to your best. When you're on the move, putting yourself out there, meeting new people, learning new things, if you do that often enough, you're going to convert that fear into power and confidence. But you got to realize, don't expect fear to just go away, and don't try to eliminate it. Use it. We've talked about obsession before, right? Be obsessed or be average. The obsessed life in and of itself, when we're talking about 10X obsessed, it's not about reaching a state of peace and balance. It's about constantly moving in the direction of your fears and possibilities, because fear is always going to be there. The question becomes what you are going to do about it. So be obsessed with that fear. Be obsessed with the danger. Be obsessed with the discomfort. And I'm not talking about danger in form of putting your life in danger. This is more of putting your comfort in danger, right? So commit yourself to this feeling of discomfort. Become obsessed with it, because it will lead to success. It'll help you find your purpose. You're not going to find your purpose inside your comfort zone. So take a look at how committed you are to what you're wanting to. Think about these few things. Are you expanding and recreating who you are? Or are you just stagnant where you're sitting right now? Are you reaching for new audiences? Or are you happy with just who knows you right now? Are you creating new products and services if you're a business out there? If not, you might be uninspired right now. For all of us out there, are you developing new streams of income? If not, are you just comfortable where you're at? And that's not obsessed, right? That's comfort. That's not embracing discomfort. Are you the biggest fish in a small pond? I hope not. Because if you are, that means you're probably getting a little lazy there and you need to get into a bigger pond. Are you the smartest person in the room? If so, you need to get a new room, because you're going to be bored in that room. It's not going to push you. And are you pushing yourself hard enough right now that you're a little bit scared? If not, then you're probably not doing enough. You're not doing the things that are worth doing. So stay hungry, stay dangerous, stay obsessed with this discomfort, with this fear, and let's win. Come on, y'all. Let's go. He also talked about relationship building when he was talking about some of the partnerships they have with the radio station. That's really what it's all about. We talk in 10X all the time. Service over selling. So we are serving our clients, serving our partners, building relationships. It's not just about the sale. Of course, we all want to make money, right? But it's about the relationship. It's about serving the client so they win. And when they win, you will win. So, hey, what are you doing for your clients right now? Are you serving them or just simply selling them? If you're just selling, what can we do to transition you from just selling to serving over selling? Because we want them to be the winner. We want the clients to have those big wins. And if they have big wins, you're going to have big wins as well. So build those relationships. He also talked about buying local, about getting involved in the community. We talk about a lot of that on our Communities Grow Together segment on Wednesdays. I would encourage all of you to get involved. Get involved with associations, get involved with nonprofits, shop local to support your friends and neighbors here, and give local. We have a need in this community. So as you're looking at your year-end giving or your year-end buying, what can you do to make sure that stays locally right here? So thanks again to Rocki. Had a great time talking about his journey. Make sure you check him out on 98.7 WNNS for his show in the mornings. And with that, we're going to be right back after the break. Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agents, here to help you protect what matters most: your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343. Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hey, don't forget, while you're out on social, check ours out. You can check my personal one out at Robert Ferriell at everywhere. Check out those Elevate Springfield pages, those Big Dog Business Coaching pages as well. Check us out over on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like or a follow on any of those channels. We would certainly appreciate it. So hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great.
Big Dog, if you're doing some remodeling or redesign and build, come and see our showroom. No one does it like we will. Call Big Dog, Big Dog. Let us do it once, and then you're gonna see you'll wanna be a part of the Big Dog family. Call Big Dog, Big Dog. If you want the job done and you want it done right, call 8332 Big Dog.
Your local Window Depot USA.